Hey guys, whoa. Better Adam here. Just woke up. I was gonna make my coffee, but I put in no water. Actually, it's because look at this. I have this thing percolator, and I put it without coffee, and now it smells like how you go to like a tropical region, and like you go in their Starbucks at their resort, and it has like this weird funky smell, like the smell of the beans mixed with like the smell of like the tropical air. That's what it smells like in this room right now. So I'm just gonna wait, and I thought in the meantime I can talk about some films that I've seen. Well, two films and one episode of a TV show. But let's get this started. So first film I like to talk about is the most recent film, like release date wise, that I just saw, and that was the new Daniel Day-Lewis fucking comeback movie, Anemone. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, it's early. I expect more of this kind of shit. But this movie, Anemone, directed by Ronan Day-Lewis, which is Daniel Day-Lewis' son, who is, a Nepo baby. Who could have seen that coming? I thought they were just two guys collaborating that happened to have the same last name. No, so this is the new film from Daniel Day-Lewis' son, Ronan Day-Lewis, and they actually wrote the screenplay, both Daniel Day-Lewis and Ronan Day-Lewis. And the movie was a heaping pile of shit. It was not good. Well, I mean, there were some good parts about it. Let's start with the positives. Visually, like cinematography wise, stunning looking fucking movie. Like, I don't know who the cinematographer was in that movie, but he did a fantastic job. Like, there's this one scene. That's not much of a spoiler because I don't really know how you could spoil this movie. But like towards the end of the movie, there's a shot of Day-Lewis's character just like staring off on a beach, and they show like the clouds like over the horizon, and they're all like storm clouds, so they're all like pouring water. Just like the way that looks is just beautiful. All the beach scenes in the movie are wonderfully shot. But besides that, no, it was a very boring movie. Didn't really care about much that was happening throughout most of the movie. It's obviously very meta, the story, talking about, like, oh, he's been gone for so long, like, what has he been up to, like, implying, like, because it's been, like, what, 8 years since Phantom Thread? 7, 8? So, like, yeah, it's like, where has this guy been? So, I mean, like, very meta in that sense, story-wise. I can see why they wrote the story to be like this, but I don't know, like, some of the jokes in this movie were like, I'm not even jokes, but like some of the monologues, there were a lot of monologues, like maybe 6 monologues, where it's just Day-Lewis's character talking, and like Sean Bean's character just sitting there like, wong, because Sean Bean is supposed to be like a stand-in for us as the audience, like just listening to Day-Lewis talk about fucking shitting over like a priest, like having a diarrhea, like, and going into detail, like, what do we do? What is this? What is, and the movie is just like, it's just full of nonsense like that. It tries to be smart, it tries to be deep. Like there's some symbolism, like, oh, there's, he sees like a giant dead fish in the lake. What does that mean? Oh, he sees this light creature in like the middle of the forest whose name is Brian. Like, what is the purpose of this? Is it just there just to be like, ooh, this is cool and artsy? It's like such a fucking fake, like, it feels like a fake movie. Yeah, it's just so like boring and misguided, and just like, yeah, it's cool that Day-Lewis is back acting, but like, maybe a better script would have been better for this. I don't know, but it wasn't a very good movie. Again, looked great. Like, definitely, if you can see it, I don't know if it's still playing in theaters. I think it's straight to digital now. That's how I watched it. But definitely watch it on like a big screen because it's very, very pretty. But other than that, it's very boring. 4 out of 10. Next movie I saw last night. It's a bit of an old one, bit of a classic, getting into the Christmas spirit. I saw Die Hard, the first one from 1988, and I really enjoyed it. So I haven't really seen much like action movies from the 80s. I think all I've really seen is like Terminator and yeah, I think just Terminator. So like big blockbuster action movies from the 80s I haven't really seen much. And I wasn't too crazy about Terminator when I first saw it, and my friend was like, Adam, you know what? You gotta see Die Hard. You know, I can't believe you haven't seen it, so let's see Die Hard. So I'm like, okay. So we put on Die Hard, and I really enjoyed it. Premise, you know, everyone knows the premise. You know, Bruce Willis plays a cop, a New York cop, who gets trapped in a building on Christmas Eve, and like the whole movie is just him, like, you know, like half like surviving and half like just fucking with the German captor. It's I really like Bruce Willis in this movie. He's really like there's a lot of charisma, a lot of charm. Maybe it was his hair who gave him all that shit, because I don't know if I've seen any other movie with him where he had hair, because even like Pulp Fiction he was like bald. But yeah, Die Hard was a fun romp, very quotable, and a lot of great characters. Like a lot of the characters I remember like just pointing at them and saying like, hey, I like that guy, which I didn't expect to do that much throughout the length of the movie. I like that Theo hacker guy. He was funny. Fucking Hans, the Professor Snape, which is insane. Like if it wasn't for the voice, I would have never put two and two together that those two, like Professor Snape and Hans, were acted by the same guy whose name I'm forgetting because I'm terrible. But I enjoyed it. There's not much more to say. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have seen Die Hard, so like it's gonna reiterate those statements on it. Yeah, it's a pretty good classic action movie. 8 out of 10. The last thing I saw, and it's not a movie, but you know, out of, you know, I wouldn't say curiosity, but more like, again, like it's a recommendation thing. I have a friend who is big in this show, and that show's name is Bluey. You know, Bluey, the kids show, right? We all know that. We've all seen it. We've all seen the clips, at least on like Instagram Reels. I know that was like a thing a couple of years ago. But this friend was like, you know what? This show is really like peak. He calls it peak fiction. Like he says like the fucking like Breaking Bad for young kids. I'm like, okay, buddy. Okay, whatever do you mean? And then he just like, okay, well, I recommend at least this one episode, and this episode is called The Sign, and he said like, oh, he cried like 3 times when watching the episode, and it's a long episode. It's like 30 minutes, because I've only seen a couple of episodes of Bluey like in the past, and each episode is like at most like maybe 6 minutes, maybe 6 or 7 minutes. So this was probably like a TV special episode. Let's get into the positives. I really liked the animation. I mean, that's a given. I thought it looked beautiful. Really looked great for like, you know, like the use of colors, like the greens and the blues, and like it's just the way that like the show pops. It's very, very vibrant, very, very pretty to look at. I don't know. The main thought I had while watching this episode was that like this should be like the standard for like kids shows. You know what I mean? Like a kid show that doesn't like cheap out and like diminish like the intelligence of its young audience. Like kids, you know, for as stupid and annoying they aren't that stupid. Like kids like understand like more than we give them credit for. So I'm really glad that this show doesn't have like a lot of like talking it down to its younger audience. But I feel like if anyone is making a kids show, they should really respect that, like, if they want the show to be enjoyed by not only like adults but like the target audience, then I mean that makes sense. It's got to be, you know, intelligently written. So yeah, I feel like this is like should be the gold standard of kids shows. But that's where my problem with it lies. It's still a kids show at the end of the day. Like I don't understand like why people are like praising it as like the you know Citizen Kane of a new generation. Like I don't know like what why I don't know why this like is getting so like from a bunch of older people. Like sure, if you're a parent, yeah, like you can enjoy it if you're being forced to watch it with your kids, but as like a teen watching this show, like what are you doing, man? Like there are so many other shows you could be watching. Why this one? Like it's still a kid show at the end of the day. Like they still have like, you know, the same like tropes, like, oh, it all works out in the end. So like I don't know what the appeal. And some of the things in the story made no fucking sense. Like spoilers for this episode, The Sign. But can you just like cancel a house sale like last minute? Can you do that? Because didn't you already like isn't there a thing like where you can't get your money back if you cancel the sale of the house like last minute, like in the episode, like that fucking like shaggy haired dog family, they saw that house, that pool house, and they're just like, yeah, we want that now. Fuck this other house. You know, we made everyone in that house move out, take out all their shit. You know, their house was completely gutted, all their furniture was moved out. They already told everyone that they were leaving. And then like last minute, fucking dad gets a phone call saying like, no, they don't want the house anymore. I don't think you can just do that. Like, I don't know what the point of. It's plot contrivances, I guess. That was annoying. That was really pissing me off. Like that you shouldn't just do that. Like you can't. I don't think that's. I don't know, because like imagine some kid who's like, you know, they're in that same situation, and their house has been sold, and the kid's like, oh wait, oh wow, you know, fucking, I may work out because they may not want the house at the last minute, but like you can't do that. Like that's not something that happens. And I get it. I know it's a kid show. It's based in the world of fiction, but still, it was really like annoying and stupid, and I really hated that. Same with just like calling off wait, what's it with people in this episode calling things off last minute? Like the wedding. Can you just call off a wedding like that? I mean, maybe it's more easier to do than a fucking sale of a house, but I don't know. A lot of plot contrivances in this episode, so you know, maybe I take back it being. It's just it's a fucking kids show. It's a good one. It's a good one. I'll admit that it's good. It's got great production quality, like production efforts. Very, you know, well animated, wonderfully voice acted. I forgot to mention that the voice acting is great. All the kids aren't annoying. I don't want to punch them because of how bad they are. Yeah, everyone is great, and it's just a kids. I don't know. But it's a kids show. But it should be the standard of what more kids shows should be like. There wasn't a single fart joke in that whole fucking episode that I watched. No cheap jokes in that episode. So that I liked. That I liked. It's a smartly written TV show for smart, stupid kids, and that's my final verdict. 6 out of 10. But thank you for listening to me ramble for an incredibly long time. Expecting to see a couple of movies soon, so I'll let you guys know what else I see. All right, peace.